So the all-new C-Class is unveiled in India in cool Missouri, and talking to me about this all-new sedan is Martin Schwenk, the Managing Director and CEO of Mercedes-Benz India. Martin, thanks firstly for rescuing us from the heat wave. Good to be in a cool area, but I think a very hot car and a lot of demand you're expecting for this.
Absolutely, yes. I'm also looking very much forward to the drive here in this beautiful landscape in the Himalayas and the temperatures. We had a little bit of thinking when we selected the location. We thought everyone would appreciate the location. Yes, it's a hot car. We are after a hot quarter, which we just passed very successfully. Now we're adding another pillar to our lineup, which is very decisive for us. With the C-Class, one of our strongest selling sedans, we fill that gap that was created when the old model ran out, and we have a lot of hopes in that high-tech and very newly designed product, which I'm sure you will enjoy as well when you drive it.
Martin, before I get to the C-Class, just want to talk a little bit about the industry and the market. I mean, on one hand, you have massive supply chain issues, and on the other hand, you have record demand and record sales. This must be a very kind of challenging period and even maybe frustrating, because with so much demand, could you even sell more if you had more supply?
Well, of course we could. I mean, we sold in the first quarter this year, we sold just over 4,000 cars. And until now, we accumulated an order bank of 5,000 cars. So that technically means, of course, we can, if we had not the supply constraints, we would have sold quite a bit more vehicles in that very same time frame and could even better leverage the momentum in the market. But I think on the one hand, the problem is for us. On the other hand, it's obviously not what we want for our customers. So we really put all efforts in to minimize the impacts, but it's actually very difficult. It's not only chip shortages, as we said today, also it's ship shortages as well. So often we have delays because of harbors in the world are being blocked. Material is not coming from tier 1 or tier 2 suppliers and from overseas. So there's a lot of delays, and it creates a lot of complexity. And the frustration is specifically, I think, with our logistic and production colleagues who really have around the clock try to fix the problems. On the other hand, on a positive note, we have gained a lot of experience in dealing with these issues. Yeah, so we have a very strong management of the shortage, so to say. And I think what we do very well now is trying to really build cars where the biggest need is at the moment, and trying to really match on a VIN number level what we have and what the customers demand. And we have, in a way, we never did that before. We really link between what's happening in the market to what's happening in the production to make sure that every car that is being built is actually not sitting in some yard afterwards, but it hits a customer as quickly as possible. But of course, it's not ideal for none of us.
And, could one say that the disruption which we are seeing, a large part of it is caused by the lockdowns in China? Because, there's manufacturing, there's logistics, shipping. I mean, it is the factory of the world, and global chains are very, very reliant on that region. Has that really also kind of really made the problem even worse?
It has added to the problem, but the problem is much older and much bigger. The COVID problems have arisen in all parts of the world, and the least in China, actually, to say. A lot of problems in terms of supply and containers is actually in that imbalance between China and the US, for example, and also Europe in a lack of capabilities and capacities in terms of ships and containers. So, but unfortunately, that's not only COVID. We have had now lockdown in China. We have a war in Ukraine. Many things which are actually not needed and disturbing our business all the time. Of course, it impacts very severely also people's lives. But unfortunately, we have to deal with what we can at the moment. So it is difficult. But I would not attribute it to a single effect. It's a combination of effects which have built up over the months and years now already.
And coming to the C-Class now, you've launched it in this environment. When you have a new model, obviously, you secure certain supplies, because the last thing you want is someone booking it and then having to wait a long time for delivery. So with each model, how do you deal with it? And obviously, it adds to the supply chain challenges as well.
Yeah, of course. There's several things. The one thing is the supply chain itself. The other one is the availability of the products and the global demand, not only in India but on the specific products in all markets. For example, that is something which is a lot of constraint for us when it comes to our larger SUVs, the GLS and GLE. So there is a global, not only shortage of components or so, it's just the sheer capacity which is not there. On the C-Class now specifically, of course, we have secured now for ramp-up volumes and we have for the next few weeks and months actually supply. But then it will fall into the normal process of managing demand and supply. So it's not that we have now for the next, say, 12 months, and I can say every customer who comes in gets the C-Class without waiting. That won't happen. We are part of the entire supply and demand chain across the range here as well.
Right. So there could be a chance that people will have to wait for the C-Class as well.
That will probably happen in not too far future already. Yeah.
Just looking at the C-Class itself now. It sits at the slightly lower end of the sedan. We got the A-Class above it. In terms of strategy, is this as important a model as, let's say, the E-Class, which seems to be the center of gravity of the sedan range from a volume versus profitability perspective? Because the lower you go, pricing it generally becomes more of a challenge. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the E-Class is the core pillar for us in the sedan segment, and it's on top our best-selling vehicle. On the other hand, the C-Class has in the past proven that it's a very vital element of our lineup in the sedan range, and we're very confident that it will take again a big spot there. It is a car which is for many customers also their entry, that when they buy for the first time a luxury car, they want really a real luxury car and they look for something substantial. And then they come into the C-Class. We have almost 50% of customers of our new C-Class come traditionally first time luxury car buyers. In that sense, it's very attractive, and it is also very necessary for us to establish that car for our customers there as well. But of course, it is always a question about what do you offer, what pricing can you achieve. We will, with this car, as we have also proven already in the A limousine or in the EOS class, we're not looking for, say, entry models. We look for fully fledged cars which are really spec'd to a level that customers would expect and from a luxury car. So we're not going for, say, I would say easy, cheap, right. But we want a luxury car for our customers, which is very complete.
And you can't go too low because you've got the A-Class there as well.
I mean, at the end, the beauty is we have the lineup, so we offer at every price point a very, very strong product. But again, we offer it in a very complete way for every segment. The aim is to really offer a very, very mature product which have all the features our customers would expect from a Mercedes-Benz.
Right. And you've launched it with 2 diesel engine options and 1 petrol. It's quite interesting in this segment. I thought it would be the other way around. Maybe 2 petrols and a diesel, given the customer and the segment, which I would imagine is a little bit more petrol focused. So just your thoughts, and could we expect an AMG body style version of a petrol engine as well?
I mean, to petrol and diesel, both are very strong in our portfolio. And you're right, the lower we go in the portfolio, the more we lean towards, our customers lean towards petrol. The higher up in the luxury segment, it can almost say as a rule, we see a strong prevalence of the diesel demand. Now in the C-Class here, in this range, both is available and it will both be purchased. With the advantage of having the flexibility for us, we can react on what the customers want. We believe with the offering here, when you look not only at the technology of the vehicle itself, but also at the engine technology, we offer these cars, all of them with 48 volt starter generator technology, which is extremely efficient and shows again what diesel can actually do, up to 30% more efficiency in our diesel vehicles compared to previous cars. And I can just say, when we take to 220 diesel, you saw that 23 liters per kilometer. It's best in class numbers, best for our portfolio actually. So it would feel not so clever not to offer engines of that nature. At least I believe that, and I know you're also kind of a diesel fan, so you will certainly appreciate. Yeah, I think, but at the end we have to look at it what the market wants, and we are flexible to do what is possible there. On AMG, there is no comment at this stage. Let's say we have now very strong products here to offer. We have many more cars to come this year, almost many more opportunities. And this segment at the moment, I feel we have very strongly placed also with the 3 offers we have now.
But you've always had a proper AMG in the range, C43 or whatever, so just logical to assume that will come in due course.
I'm not making a comment on here. There is a lot of wishes for all types of cars, and also from you specifically. Yeah. So I mean, let's see what we can do. I mean, we have to make sure that we offer the right products, but we can also not stretch us into every niche that is available in the market.
Right. And last question, Martin, when do you think this shortage is going to end? Will it be another year at least, or is it hard to predict? Because every time there seems to be some improvement, something else happens, Ukraine war, China lockdown, that sort of thing.
I mean, I personally would not expect that we see before end of the year any change, any significant change. And I think also the logistics chain disruptions, they might carry forward when you look into prognosis in terms of shipping capacities, container availabilities. It doesn't appear to go away even in the next 6 months. On the chips, it seems to improve to some level, but as you said, I mean, it's extremely volatile, and we have all to live with what comes. Every morning I'm not sure exactly, when my wife asks me in the morning what you are doing today, it is not really correlating with what she asks me in the evening, what did you do today? There's so many things that happen in between usually. Yeah.
Well, at least the good side is there's good demand. You're selling everything you can produce, and that's something positive. But once again, congratulations on the launch of the C-Class. It's been a long time coming. So this is Mercedes all-new sedan, and we are going to be driving it soon.
Thank you. Thanks, Hormazd. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.